Father Ronald D'Souza, a Carmelite priest from Vade, from the parish of Sukur. I would like to share about my vocation and the Carmelite order. Dear friends, the Carmelite order has its origin on Mount Carmel in Israel in the 13th century. Mount Carmel is considered holy by Christians, Jews and Muslims due to its association with the prophet Elijah. To us Carmelites, Prophet Elijah is our patron, and his way of life, namely his relationship with God and his zeal for the Lord, is our inspiration. More important than Prophet Elijah is the Blessed Virgin Mary to us. By the early 13th century, the hermits living on Mount Carmel were called the Hermit Brothers of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. The order was established to honor God through Our Lady. Our mother's interior life is the example and ideal of a Carmelite's interior consecration. At the beginning of the 17th century, Carmelites made their way from Persia to Goa. And very recently, that is in 2019, the Descalz Carmelites celebrated 400 years since our first foundation in Goa. The ruins of this monastery is in Old Goa. From Goa, the Carmelites spread to other parts of India and later on to Asia. Two very prominent Carmelites who lived in this monastery, the first foundation, were Blessed Dionysius and Blessed Redemptus. They shared the martyr's crown in 1638 and were beatified in 1900 by Pope Leo XIII. Dear friends, today we have three communities in Goa. The first one is at Margao. We call it the Mother House. It is a formation house for students who do their post-Lancy stage. This house has very strong social dimension with a house called Lar de Santa Teresina, meant for children. The next house is Sheli. It is a retreat house. It caters to the spiritual needs of the local faithful, to children from school, the youth, and in particular, the priest and religious. The third house is Mapsa. We call it the Mapsa Seminary. It is a formation house for the orientation students, what we call the Come and See program. From this community, we also run the Emmaus Counseling Center. Dear friends, Carmelite life can be summarized in three words. Basically, prayer, which is contemplation, fraternity, we call it community life, and service, that is the apostolate. Prayer, it is the heart of being a Carmelite. To be a man of prayer means to be preoccupied with God. God becomes our priority. Now, this is made possible by self-surrender to God. It is a call to detachment, that is both external detachment from all created things and an internal detachment from the self. Now, this detachment is done with one purpose in mind, in order to grow in attachment and union with God. The second dimension of Carmelite life is the community life. We place a very high value on life of brotherhood. I sometimes call it the sacrament of brotherhood. It is a life of mutual respect and loving acceptance. It's a beautiful blending of aloneness and togetherness. Members share not only their resources, but much more their faith experience. On the lighter side, it is true, the community life does offer enough opportunities for purification and sanctification of a person. The third important dimension of Carmelite life is Carmel is also apostolic. Very often people think that we live in the monasteries and we hardly come out. Our monasteries are open for confessions throughout the year, for spiritual direction, for counseling. We preach retreats, recollection talks, and animate a number of associations and groups. In fact, the Archdiocese of Goa has officially entrusted to the Carmelites the mission to spread the mercy devotion in the diocese. Now, this sort of life is promoted by an atmosphere of silence and solitude. It is a life of dedicated love. In a nutshell, to live a loving, single-minded, radical, wholehearted, God-centeredness. The order now is present on all 5 continents, dear friends. More than 63 congregations of religious share the spirit and charism of the Carmelites, what today we call the Carmelite family. Well, we cannot forget the Carmelite cloistered nuns, who are very much part of us and who have a convent at Chikali. Some of the very popular Carmelite saints are St. John of the Cross, St. Teresa of Avila, and St. Therese of the Child Jesus, who is fondly called the Little Flower. Well, I can't forget the devotion to the Carmelite scapular, a symbol of imitation of Mary, something very popular in Goa. I will spend a few minutes sharing with you my vocation story. Well, at the age of 10, I was quite small. While still in school, I met Father Jerome Braganza, a Carmelite priest of happy memories. I was inspired by his preaching and very simple life. Within a year, he convinced me to come and stay with him. Well, leaving home was very challenging, dear friends. I missed my family and my friends. I remember at times from school I would go to the monastery and come back walking home without seeing the friars. I loved sports. I missed playtime, especially football, cricket, and a variety of village games that we would play in the evenings, swimming, fishing in the village ponds. I was more of an extrovert, so it was quite challenging. So living all alone with the priest in a vocation house was a challenge to me. Once in formation, there were brothers from other states with different cultural backgrounds, and being the lone Goan, I found it a challenge to adjust to the cultural diversity. Formation houses were spread out in Goa, Mangalore, Mysore, and Mumbai. But today, as I look back, that early experience helped me accept the good of other cultures. It helped me to purify the limitations of my culture. And at the same time, it helped me grow in a Christian and a Carmelite culture. I picked up languages. I speak fluently the Mangalorean Konkani. I managed to speak Kannada, a little of Marathi. Challenges helped me grow as a person and made me what I am today. And all through, the good Lord who called me and the Mother of God to whom the Carmelites are dedicated never abandoned me. So dear friends, as I share my vocation story, continue to pray for me and the Carmelite friars. God bless you.